All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here again. Today is the first day of the Canvas mini series from the Office of E-Learning. My name is Dr. Colleen Smith, and I am your facilitator for the Canvas mini series. And today we're going to be talking about designing your homepage and syllabus page. I feel like this is a pretty aptly timed workshop because today is the first day of the fall semester classes. So I'm excited to work on my own homepage along with you all today so that we can publish our courses and make sure that our students can get into our courses and engage with us all semester. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Dr. Colleen Smith. I'm an instructional designer here with the Office of E-Learning. I'm also an adjunct in the School of Education in the Curriculum and Instruction Department for Education Technology. My email address is right here on the slide, but I will also put it in the chat for you. If at any point in time you get to Canvas and you're like, I don't know what to click next, I have no clue what's happening, I'm very overwhelmed, we actually have a bookings website that you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with any Office of E-Learning staff member. So that would be myself, Alana Cates, Kima Ellis, Dr. Russell Cox, or Dr. McGill Youngblood as well. So if you would like to schedule a one-on-one appointment with us, I'm going to put that in the chat as well. You only have to click on the tiny URL there, and that will take you through a bunch of Duo sign-in pieces, but eventually you'll get to our bookings website. You can see all of our availability and select who you'd like to meet with and when you can meet with someone next. I actually met with a faculty member today, and we were working on our home and syllabus pages. So I hopefully he's here. He said he would be. Dr. Waleed, yes, you're here. Okay, great. It's nice to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. What I would love for you all to do is put in the chat, if you can open up chat in your Zoom window, and put your name if your Zoom sign-in name is different than your preferred name or the name that you go by, the department you will be teaching for, and what's one thing that you want students to notice first in your course. I'm not sure if you all know this, but when a student opens up your course in Canvas, it goes directly to your home page. And this is why we talk about first impressions when it comes to Canvas. And while you all are typing that, I will be taking a look at the chat as much as I can while I'm also facilitating and talking and showing you a demonstration. But I also wanted to cover some information about our students. So I'm not sure if you all know this, but the Office of E-Learning is conducting research with our students on campus to ask them what they believe are barriers in online learning, what they believe is most important in online learning to them, what they believe is a quality online course. When it comes to their learning here on campus. And a couple of our quotes from NCCU students is one, not having that connection with your professors online like you would build when you were in person is a barrier. So one of those things that we want to make sure that we cover today is how do you build that connection from the very first beginning, your homepage and your syllabus page with those students. The second quote I wanted to highlight was sometimes there are assignments being added at the last minute that aren't actually on the syllabus. And I think that this kind of leads itself to this organization piece when I know that sometimes we're just now getting access to Canvas. Some of us don't even have access to our courses now, and it's difficult to be organized. So what I want to show you today is a little bit of uh, consistency things that will help us pay more attention to the organization part so that we're not always spending time trying to design something. What's really great about the Office of E-Learning is that we have these new technologies that will help you all design better courses just by using templates. So I'm really excited to show you some of those things today. So looking at our chat right now, um, some of our faculty want to make sure that they're accessible. They want to make sure that there's organization. They want to make sure that that the students are provided all of their resources. Thank you so very much for introducing yourselves in the chat. And I believe that this is something that we're all going to be going over today. All right, so like any good course, we have learning objectives for our workshops. And today our learning objectives are identifying common elements to place on a home page. So a banner that could draw visual interest, some welcome text like an introduction from you, and some quick links to help students navigate the organization of Canvas from the very beginning. The second is select key items to add to a syllabus page. So your office hours, course policies, a schedule that your students might plan on hearing from you. So if you send out an announcement every single week, what time does that announcement come out? When students submit an assignment, when should they expect feedback from you? All of these things build trust and consistency within your messaging, and that's something that we want to talk about today. The next learning objective is practice checking the accessibility of your home and syllabus pages. So I love the fact that so many faculty wanted to make sure that they were accessible. So we're going to be talking about that today. Fantastic. Thank you all for being here. All right, so why does a home page and a syllabus page matter? Quite honestly, a homepage, like I said, is that landing page that students always see when they come into your classroom on Canvas, when they click on your card in their dashboard of Canvas. So the homepage should be that very first introduction page, like a welcoming message, but also help them navigate to key points in your course throughout the semester. So clear navigation builds trust from the students. It helps students know who you are and where to start. So students really need to be like, who is this like faceless person behind these words that are trying to teach me? And also they want to know who you are more than just being a teacher, right? More than just being an instructor. And they also need very specific instructions of where to start. And you'll see that we use these words start here in big bold letters so that students know exactly where to start as soon as they come into Canvas. Because I'm sure some of you have figured out or have noticed that Canvas can be really overwhelming for the first time that you use it, right? And if you think about being a student coming into this for the very first time or for the first time this semester, every instructor does it different, you know? So if you could say the things that say, okay, this is where I expect you to go. Here's your home page. Now go to the modules page, and this is where you're going to start. And you're going to go sequentially every single week. They need to hear those things from you in order to know what your expectations are. So if you can set those expectations from the start for students, then that builds trust and that connection from the very beginning. All right. So we're going to go real quick because this is a mini series. So we're jumping already into Canvas best practices. So these Canvas best practices for the home page, we want to keep navigation simple and consistent. You want to use clear buttons or links to key areas. I always do a start here button. I do a syllabus page button. I do the modules button. And then personally, I then do the announcements button. Those four buttons are like my main things on a home page because I want students to be visiting each of those almost every single time that they come into my classroom, right? We want to make sure that we add a welcoming message or a course overview to help students know where they're at and where I expect them to go. So that welcoming message, in my opinion, and this does not have to be everyone, but in my opinion, a welcoming message is best served in a video. Now, if you're one of those faculty members who are like, oh, I don't want to record myself, I just can't do it. I can't stand the sound of my voice. That's okay. But there is still a welcoming message and directions that you can write and that students can read, right? There are also other options like AI voices if you want to get into that. But that is not for today because for today we're just starting out with a few of the best practices, right? All right, so the next is include instructor information. So a photo if possible. One of the easiest things to do is to make sure that your Canvas settings, your profile has a picture of your headshot uploaded to Canvas. That way, anytime you give feedback to a student, that little circle will be your beautiful face, showing them that, hey, I'm not so scary, but I am giving you feedback in order to help prepare yourself for the next course. Um, It also is a way that some of the technology that we use in Canvas called Design Plus pulls that information in and already uploads your picture whenever you add your profile information. So with that in mind, talking about that visual design or that image, we also want to add like a visual design element. And I'm not sure if you all know this, but NCCU has Canva, which is a graphic design application online that can help you create banners, that can help you create visual interest in your course. But we're also going to talk about this Design Plus application within Canvas that you all have access to right now, and I'm going to show you how to use that real quick. And the last part for the homepage for best practices is checking accessibility. We want to make sure that headings are hierarchical. What that means is that you start with the heading, almost like an outline, heading number one, which is the top of the headings. And then you go to heading number two for a subheading, then heading number three for the next subheading. And that hierarchical, almost like outline, helps those who are using maybe screen readers or a way to navigate their screen with just their keyboard helps them figure out the organization of each of the pages that you're making in Canvas. All right, so let's move on to syllabus. Oh, yes. Yes, I will be sending the slides and I will be sending the recording later on. Yes, thank you. All right. So let's move on to the syllabus page. And if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will get to them eventually, but I'm hoping to get to the demonstration because I feel like that is the most helpful when you all come to a mini series. All right, so the syllabus page. We want to embed the syllabus content directly onto Canvas, not just have a PDF download if at all possible. Now, let's say you're short on time, like today is the first day of classes. A downloadable PDF of your syllabus is just fine for your syllabus page. It's not a bad thing. But if we're talking about best practices, we want to put some of that information into the actual page. I think when students are downloading things, it takes yet another step for them to open up the PDF and take a look at it and review it. And when you're thinking about usability or user interface design, that's just putting one more click or one more barrier in between you and the students being able to communicate, right? So we want to think about possibly adding some of those policies that are really important, that are impactful for students. Like, how do you sign up for student accessibility services? Some of your students won't be able to download the PDF, go through the entire syllabus. It might be easier just to put on that page, right? The next is to highlight key items students need most, like your office hours, your communication expectations and policies, major assignments that you think are important. And then we want to use the Canvas syllabus tool that auto-populates assignments and dates from your course. This is why it's very, very important for all of your assignments to have due dates and deadlines, because what will happen is that those due dates will then auto-populate into your syllabus. And from that syllabus page, it will auto-populate into their to-do lists. If you think about a student's point of view, they're in like two, three, four different classes, right? And all of their syllabi from each of the classes are taking those assignments and those deadlines and those due dates and auto-populating into their to-do list. If you don't have a deadline, students probably won't know that you want them to finish something and complete something and submit something. So it's very important to do that. The next is that we want to write clear and student-friendly language, reduce that jargon, and explain expectations in just very clear language. And last but not least, we want to ensure accessibility with those headings, but also bulleted lists are very important when you are listing things out, like learning objectives for that matter. And we want to make sure that we're checking the formatting for any of the text that we have on our pages. All right, so those are my list of best practices for the home page and the syllabus page. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I would love to be able to address them as much as I can. But before that, we're going to go into demonstrations. So for a demonstration for a home page, we want to look and talk about adding a banner, possibly in Canva. writing welcoming text. You can use AI or large language models in order to create that welcoming text. If you feel like I'm not that, I'm just very, by the book, XYZ, you can always ask AI to soften your tone or make it more welcoming. However, I don't believe AI knows us that well. So again, I'm always a proponent of recording your video if you possibly can. But I just want to give some other options just in case. We want to make sure that we create these spotlight or quick links with Design Plus, which is this new technology that we all have access to. And then we want to make sure that we check our accessibility. All right, so as we move on, I want to show you a couple of options of designs of what a homepage could look like, right? This is our Teaching Online Preparation Academy. This is for faculty member development. So this isn't quite a course, but it does have some of the same quality assurance measures that we would take for an actual course. So here we're using Design Plus, which is why it's so beautiful. I've literally only uploaded a banner. That's what I've done. And that's what's so cool about this technology. And then you'll see that there's the start here, the announcements page, the modules page, and then there's a big resource that we use called the top checklist here. And then I have my welcome. And then we have Dr. McGill Youngblood giving a video introduction here, which makes it a little bit more welcoming. And then down at the bottom, you'll see it says how to navigate. I have a description of home, modules, announcements, grades, when to expect them. And there's one button at the end of this called Start the Top Academy. So it makes it very clear what the user should be doing is scrolling down, watching the video, clicking through the buttons, and then finally saying, I want to start, I'm ready. And you click that. And when you click that, it actually goes to the very first module. That is also called Start Here, exclamation point. So those are our words to kind of signal to the students, hey, you should be starting here. So another option for a home page is to add your announcements on top. So these are just, pretend announcements. They're not real announcements, but it kind of shows you an option to be able to make sure that the most up-to-date communication is at the top. And to do this, you would actually go to your settings page. Going to go through this real quick. And then you're going to scroll down underneath course details all the way down, and you're going to click this little checkbox here that says show recent announcement on course homepage. All right. And then you get to choose how many announcements. I just say 2. And then there's a lot of other information here that you can take a look at in your settings. And then you would update the course materials. All right. So let's go back to this homepage just as an example. You have the start here, the syllabus, the modules and announcement page. What you'll see is a little written introduction and then also a video introduction showing what it looks like in the course and what your expectations are for the students. And then down here you see, remember I said the little picture that comes with it? This is also Design Plus, that it helps you meet the instructor, it has your picture, beautiful smiling face, and some information. So you guys are like, okay, great, I've seen 2 examples of a home page, but how do I do this? Exactly, right? This is why you're here, for a demonstration. So what I wanted to show you was this is actually my homepage that I have not touched. I haven't published my course yet, so bear with me. I'm in the same boat as you all. All right, so this is what shows up when you get a new course in Canvas. This is the automatic piece, right? You have the homepage. It says place your course title here, write a welcoming message here. And then here it already has navigation tips. Now, here's the thing. You can use this. It is totally fine. We are very happy that you use this template, but there are other ways also. So one of the things, if you plan to use this and you don't have much time and you're just like doing as much as you possibly can to get things done today, that is okay. Fill out the information, look at the highlighted instructor notes, delete that and put your own stuff in it. But I want to caution you, make sure that you check the links. This is a button for class announcements. Does it go to your announcements page? This is a button to a question board that's already been created for you. Are you going to use that in your Canvas course? If not, take it out. delete it. It's okay. This is your template that you get to do whatever you'd like to with. But make sure you click on all the links that are here and make sure it's going to the place that you think it is and that it is going to give you that information if you're a student. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click edit in the top right-hand corner. And let's just say I don't like any of this. Let's just say I don't enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to select all of it and delete it. I didn't save anything yet, so I could technically, freak out and say, cancel, cancel, and then it would be back, okay? But I'm not going to do that. I feel confident. I hope I feel confident. All right, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open up our Design Plus studio. That is Control Alt, Alana, help me if you're still here. Control Alt D is the special hotkey. Okay. On a Mac, I am on a Mac, it is Shift Option D. Okay. So Control Alt, I believe D, and you hold them all down at the same time, and then this beautiful Design Plus thing will pop up. All right. I'm going to type in this search box with this plus here that says add new element. I'm going to say template because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna look for template content. You guys see that right there? Template content. I'm gonna click that. And there's really nothing that kind of pops up except right here. But if I scroll down to the very bottom, Alana Cates, our a wonderful Design Plus colleague in the Office of E-Learning, has created a lot of great pages for us. So if I open up Page, there's a home page template here, and there's another home page with an image on top of it. I'm just going to click that, and it kind of shows up, which is great. So it's the same thing that I can do is I can say this is IND 5994 Advanced Instructional Design. And then I would end up updating all of this. Now, these are these links that we've talked about. Since I don't have a teaching team, what I would do is that I would go up here. You see there's theme, and inside the theme, there's the link grid. And that's what those buttons are, is the link grid. I would scroll down. I would change this to syllabus because I want to make sure that students see the syllabus first when they come to the page. I edit that link, click on this course link. I'm going to course navigation. I'm going to click syllabus. And if you saw that yellow bump right there, that meant that it linked to the syllabus page. Now, you would do this for each of these. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to click save, just so that you can see what it looks like. You have a syllabus, a module, and assignments. And I have a nice little banner there. I didn't even have to do anything. It's just there, right? I clicked a template page. Now, the great thing about this video is that we're recording, so you can take this back after I send the recording out and just pause it and play it and pause it and play it until you get to where you want to be. Now, there are different templates that you can use for your homepage, or you can build your own. It's up to you, or you can use what's already in place. It, again, is up to you, and that is what's so great about it. All right. So from here, what I would like to do is help you check the accessibility of this page. So I'm going to click Edit. And what you'll see for the accessibility, because I haven't added too much, this little guy here is the accessibility guy. And what we do is that we click on that to do a check of the accessibility. What probably happened is that there's some alt text for this. Oh, it's shown as a decorative image. So basically what I did is that I clicked this picture. This image options came up. I clicked on that, and you can see where the image came from. If I were to turn off decorative image, I would be able to add alt text. So this would be view of a library from the top. You can see shelves of books, right? It's just an alternative text of describing what the picture would be, and that would make it more accessible. But for right now, it is technically decorative. It's not describing anything to the students. It's not adding anything to the content right now. It's purely just visual and design. So I'm going to keep it decorative and click done. So for right now, it looks like I'm pretty accessible, which is great because my little person said that I was good. So what I would love to do is go to modules and show you all something new. All right. So there are some ways that you can design a home page on just a normal home page, just a page within your modules. So this is the home page that I've designed already. Now you can assign this to use as front page. So what I did is that I just created a page. I designed it the way I would like. I put my buttons here, I put my video here, my about me here, right? And I went to my little hamburger sign. This hamburger sign is an ellipses, but it's turned upside down, so I call it a hamburger, right? And when you come here, there's this drop down that says use as front page. That is your home page. They use the same two different words to mean the same thing. So that's your home page. So what I've done now that I click home, it's going to show up the same way because I said front page. All right, now let's quickly go through the syllabus because I know we're getting to time. I'm trying to go slow to make sure that I cover my bases, but there is a lot going on. All right, so you can see this is my syllabus page. Usually there's nothing here. So if I go to my syllabus page on a page that I have not designed yet, this is what it looks like, right? It has about, it has an instructor note that we need everybody to be able to delete and put their own stuff. And then there's a way to learn more about syllabus. But do you see how the assignments auto-populate here? That's exactly what's going to happen. And then all the due dates will be here and it will be sorted by due dates. There are some assignments that are preloaded on your Canvas shells, so make sure to delete those assignments so you don't confuse your students and also so they don't show up on your grade book. But if you were to design a syllabus, you would click the edit button. And here you would do the Shift Option D or Control Alt D. No problem, Barry Holly. Thank you so much for being here. And then I would do the template again, the template content. And there is a syllabus specific page for NCCU. Now, what's really great about this is that you click it and look, all this yellow text, you should be updating. However, there is a lot of information after general information, instructor contact information, bio, requirements, all this stuff is all about your course that you should be updating. Okay. But once you get below that, below the learning objectives and the course schedule, there's the incomplete grade policy that we've already added for you, the academic integrity policy for NCCU, the online course requirements, hardware requirements, technology, and this is all aligned with quality assurance matters that we do in the Office of E-Learning that's already created for you. So all this information. So instead of scrolling through all of it, I'm going to click Update Syllabus because this is my sandbox that I'm working in. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. There's some drop-down accordions here, which is pretty cool if you think about engagement for your students, and a way to really make sure that all of this is in here. Now, again, I didn't do anything except clicked a template, right? But your assignments will be down here at the end. So quickly, quickly, if we look at accessibility, you see that my little person has a 1 by it now. That tells me that there's something up with my accessibility. So I'm going to click that little person, and it's telling me the yellow highlighted things right here. It's not good for those who have color visual impairments, meaning we should change it. Well, I bet if I take the highlighter off and I click no highlighter, then we should be good here. And we should be good here. And it keeps showing me where there are issues. And it's mostly heading levels, things of that nature that can be fixed pretty easily because the accessibility checker will walk you through that. All right. So now that we're here, I would love to go through a couple of challenges that I would like to see if you all are open to taking the challenge. Is add a banner to your homepage, write or record a welcoming message, organize your syllabus page in a way that your students will get that information. Check the accessibility of your syllabus and homepages. But ultimately, students engage more when courses are easy to navigate from the very beginning. It builds trust and consistency, and you make sure that students are going to want to come back to your course. So, if you all could do me a favor and before you leave, finish the evaluation for this Canvas mini series, that would be fantastic. And I would love for you all to come back tomorrow for day two. I'm a couple of minutes over, but tomorrow will be going over creating a module. A welcome module in Canvas, which is the Start Here module, the first week module, and we will be going through that tomorrow at the same time. If you are here and you complete the evaluation, then you will be receiving the badge. It's a very tiny piece of badge here, but it will be large when you get it. But it is designing Canvas pages. So if you complete the evaluation, please be sure to let me know by emailing me that you completed the evaluation, and I will be able to check the registration and make sure that we give you all your badges so that you can proudly display them on LinkedIn, your website, or even your email signature. So before you go, there are a few things that I'd love for everyone to know, and that is to check out the Office of E-Learning's faculty resource website. This is where you'll be able to find more workshops for the semester and a lot more tips and tricks on what to do this semester. If you're also looking at this, we also want to make sure that you can sign up for workshops. So this is, I'm going to type it in if autocorrect will work with me here. Sometimes I love Macs and sometimes I don't. That tiny URL is the workshops URL that will take you to sign up for workshops. If you are currently not in the NCCU system, then then please be sure to email me and I can send you a different a link in order to sign up for workshops. All right. And then last but not least, we have a newsletter called the eNest. Please do sign up for the eNest so that you can get new information from us, new workshops, new ways of creating community within your classes. We have a great newsletter that goes out, I believe, once a month during the fall and spring semesters, and we would love to make sure that you receive that. So if you have any questions, I will stay on and answer some questions for you. If not, I will send this recording to you as soon as it's created and make sure that you all have that so you can create your home and syllabus pages for your students. Thank you so much.
Hi, I do have a quick question.
Of course.
What are the proper dimensions for a Canva banner? Because I've been trying to make one, but like I can never quite figure out the right size.
That's a good question. Let's see here. I had this up because I wasn't sure if I would have time to go over
Mm-hmm.
this, but this was the banner that I created for Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at this file and the size, this is 1280 by 320. And this has been really helpful for my announcements. I put banners on it, homepage, syllabus page, what have you. But it seems to be a really good dimension for me to work with.
Yeah, I see. And I see you have like one for each week. So you have like a different banner for each like week or module. I think that's cool. Okay.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I am overzealous when it comes to images.
And that's fine. And honestly, I'm a big Canva fan as well.
Okay,
So
great.
that's been my best friend all summer. So
Beautiful. I love
I totally get it. Totally get it.
it.
Thank you